Hey, this is Ash from Revolution Me, and this video is about body shaming and whether it actually exists. So you might have seen my previous video about bullying, and body shaming is kind of in line with that. It's an offshoot of bullying. Now, there's many different things that could be considered body shaming. So on one end of the spectrum, we've got the really nasty comments where people make assumptions and judgments about someone simply based on the way that they look. So really nasty comments, personal attacks, insults, name calling and threats. That's not body shaming, that's just bullying. And it's totally uncalled for, it's totally uncool, and I don't think there's no circumstance where that is acceptable behaviour. Now, there's also sort of at the opposite end of the spectrum, there are people who may be so sensitive about their appearance that any comment can be taken as body shaming. So an example might be if you're sensitive about your ears and someone in your company starts talking about earrings and getting their ears pierced, and all that whole conversation is just taken as a personal insult. Now, it's not body shaming. The intention behind the conversation is not necessarily to make the person feel bad for their ears, but that person has taken it that way because when you're sensitive about something, you're more likely to, when you're sensitive about something, you think about it a lot, and you're more likely to take any kind of comment as being a criticism about that. So that's not body shaming either. That is a person who's overly sensitive about their appearance and just attributing malice or attributing negativity to any comment that's made. Then there's sort of in the middle, there's this big grey area, which is about whether it's okay to make comments about someone's appearance. And weight tends to be a really sensitive issue. So is it okay to make comments about someone's weight? Now, people say, oh, well, positive comments are fine, but negative comments are not. But here's the problem with that, because our world becomes so politically correct that even positive comments can still be taken as criticism. And here's what I mean. Let's say you're walking down the street with your cousin, and maybe your cousin's just gotten into fitness and they've dropped a whole bunch of weight and they're looking fantastic. And you see a mutual friend who goes up to your cousin and says, "You look fantastic, what have you been doing? It's amazing, you look stunning." And there you are, and you're not getting any praise, you're not getting any comments. And some people take that as a form of body shaming, the absence of praise as body shaming. And to me, I think to myself, isn't that taking things a little bit too far? I mean, isn't that the point where we're at in schools, where every kid needs to win an award at some point, because heaven forbid some kids get awards and some kids don't, and we don't want to make anybody feel bad. So that, the question is that body shaming, the absence of praise about someone's appearance? But we can't just say no negative comments about a person's appearance. It's got to be no comments at all about a person's appearance, and that's just not realistic. Now, we do have like one final group of people, and these are people who maybe are celebrities or they're YouTube stars, people who have made a name for themselves. The reason that they're famous is because they've lost a lot of weight, or they promote a certain dietary program or a certain workout program. Now, I think that when your product is totally appearance-based, so if you've got one of these lose weight in 12 weeks or get in shape in 12 weeks sort of programs, or if you've got one of these programs that claims to have a sustainable way of losing weight and so that you can be lean year round, for example, then essentially you are your product. And if you're unable to maintain what it is that you claim your product can do, then I think as a consumer, it is not only our right, I think it's smart to question what's going on. So if you claim to have a kind of diet program that's totally sustainable and your weight is going up and down because you can't sustain the diet, then it is the smart consumer who questions, hey, what's going on? And of course there's ways to say that respectfully, because I mean, you can be mean about it and say, oh gee, you've really stacked on the weight, or you can say, hey, you look like you've gained weight, what's going on is your program not actually as sustainable as you claim. I think it is smart to question if you can see an inconsistency. If someone claims to be able to do a particular diet, and if someone is promoting a particular diet that they can't achieve themselves, if someone claims to be able to produce results that they can't even replicate in themselves, it's smart to ask those questions. So if you're respectfully challenging someone's product and you're questioning, your appearance seems to have changed, you seem to have gained weight, you seem to have lost definition, whatever it is, I know that some of it can, I'm sure that it must hurt, but it's not body shaming. It's simply a good consumer asking a decent question about a product. All right, so that's look, I got a lot to say on this subject. I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible. So thank you for watching. Leave me a comment and I will catch you in the next video.